Ordering music.
What's going on, guys? Hope everybody's having a fantastic Sunday. It's raining over here in Northern California, so gotta stay inside. Gotta stay inside regardless, right? The whole 6 feet, stay away, shelter in place. Hope everybody's doing great, man. I hope everybody is enjoying their time with their family, even though some of you guys feel like it's kind of forced, right? But I know definitely I'm enjoying being home. I get those ansias to get out for a little bit, so I go to the backyard or do some some shopping, of what we need, bread, water, stuff like that. But, everywhere else, other than Northern California, we're not like in a major shelter place. It's suggested. It's not, patrolled or there's no police stopping people and giving them fines or getting arrested or anything like that, as we're starting to see more on the East Coast. This is what I believe, right? Anyways, so I thought I'd come on and do this show here really quick. Kind of take a look back. Start putting up old interviews that I've done in the past, and just kind of give you a quick rundown of what we did on that interview, and then play the whole interview in the entirety of the whole interview so you can tune in and listen. Now, so Antonio Margarito's always been a very, heated debate. You get a lot of people that are half and half. Either you are a fan of Antonio Margarito, or you just plain out hate the guy. I think there's been a lot of misinformation thrown out there about Antonio Margarito and the gloves and the hand wraps, plasters of Paris, the whole works, right? So we had a chance back when this all came around. We had a chance to cover it, and we covered it pretty good. I had Gabriel Montoya. I had another reporter at the time covering it and writing articles. If you know this, I was with Antonio Margarito after the fight in his hotel room. I was there before that at his training camp in Maywood. I did film him getting his hands wrapped. So a lot of stuff that we really dug in and checked out, okay? So in the interview, you're going to hear some of the points that we make of what we discovered and what we unveiled throughout the investigation that we were doing with Antonio Margarito. At the same time, giving Antonio Margarito a chance to really tell his side of the story. Talk about HBO, how HBO was televising the report of the plaster of Paris, but really never going too deep into it, just kind of playing along that there was a substance in there, but never revealing that there was never anything found in his hand wraps, okay? Now, I'm not here to convince you, all right? But if you have an open mind and you're willing to listen, not just start commenting off, ranting and shit on your computer of what you think and how you feel without really listening to the facts or anything else, then you're going to totally miss the opportunity of listening to this interview. Obviously you're going to continue to question things, which I wouldn't blame you. It's always okay to question stuff, you know what I mean? But if you don't even give it a chance, then you're missing the whole point of this video and what I'm doing here in this show here right now about Antonio Margarito. Now, the Tijuana Tornado was known to be a guy that was just, a come forward, all balls out, rugged Mexican fighter. Threw punches from the body all the way to the top. He was a guy that was really fighting for his place in the rankings and also in history. So when Top Rank finally agreed to let him face Miguel Cotto in their first fight, that was a huge thing for both parties, okay? Especially for Antonio Margarito, who seized the moment, got in there, and it was a really rough, hard fight for both men. I think that both of them spiritually left a lot of themselves in that ring that night. Antonio Margarito was fighting like a possessed man. Miguel Cotto was boxing beautifully. But then the tide just slowly started to change the further the rounds got. Now, Miguel Cotto's had, if you watch his whole career, before getting in with Antonio Margarito, he's been stunned before. It's not like he had this solid jaw. His jaw has always been in question. So we're going to touch a little bit about that in the interview, I believe. And then we're going to definitely dive into what happened that night with Shane Mosley. Remember, like I said, I was there when he was training. I was there while he was being prepared and going through sparring partners. So I do ask the question, how was it that you looked that solid, but then on fight night, you look completely drained? So he does touch on that. Now, was there really a rivalry between Oscar De La Hoya and Antonio Margarito? Antonio Margarito talks about that. On the second fight, the revenge for Miguel Cotto getting in New York City against Antonio Margarito, which was a really anticipated rematch, we kind of do a deep dive on that as well, about his eye, how it affected him in that fight. Did he feel like the fight was called off a little short? And what did he hear back? Another thing we do touch on in this interview is about the nickname Margarito. How does he feel about it? What does he think about it? And how does he respond to it? So, like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's in this interview. So, like I said, if you have an open mind, listen to it. I'm going to definitely be in the chat room bullshitting with you guys. And I hope everybody's safe. And if this all goes well, hey, we'll continue doing these type of shows here. Just to let you know, I am going to do the Run It Back series still. I'm just trying to work out the whole platform because the last one that we did, everything kind of froze up and then it kicked us off. So I'm trying to find another stream system to use because it does take 4 people to be on the Run It Back as well as Around the Ring. And then we got another show that I'm developing called The Stack Up. Which I probably end up doing either tomorrow or Tuesday. But anyways, everybody enjoy this. Like I said, the interview is going to start to play. Have an open mind. Check it out. Want to hear your guys' feedback. If you're tuning in live, let me see your feedback on the chat room. We'll definitely post it up during the show going. And then we'll go from there, man. So let's get to it.
You know, speaking about a dark figure in boxing, we're going to be calling Antonio Margarito in about 3 minutes. And I only say dark figure because that's how some people perceive him and look at him. Because of the controversy that came along with him after the Shane Mosley fight. I wanted to talk a little bit about it before he came on. I wanted to have some time before that. But it looks like we only got 3 more minutes before I call him in. But this is something that we have talked about to an extent, a while back when it kind of just came down on him about the plaster of Paris here on Leaving the Ring, Gabriel. In terms of defending him and pointing out some of the facts that came along in that case. I don't know where his stand is at about that. I'm kind of interested in what your thoughts are about Antonio Margarito and the controversy of the plaster of Paris here, Felipe. But where we kind of look into it, and Felipe, and Gabriel has written about the case is there was no really hard evidence. There was a lot of holes and misses in terms of what they have kind of labeled him as a cheater.
Just to answer your question real quick, and just give you the real nitty-gritty answer to your question. You know, was there something in the hand wrap? Yes, we all know that. Was it a plaster of Paris? No, they said it was a plaster of Paris-like substance and that it was wet. Was it plaster of Paris? No, it was not. It was a substance like the plaster of Paris. And did Antonio Margarito know that it was there? I don't believe he did. Just because of what I know of him, I actually know him somewhat. I've been around him many times. We've gone out socially. Not that would make me say that he wasn't guilty if I believe that he was guilty. I just don't believe that he would do something like that, and that I think he respects the sport of boxing. He comes from a very tough neighborhood here in Tijuana, and boxing has given him a life that only a few can imagine. This guy was driving a yellow Lamborghini through the streets of Tijuana and did not get carjacked, did not get kidnapped at all because of how he's respected in his town, you know. And so I think he respects the sport of boxing, that he wouldn't do something like that knowingly. And I remember an article that was written on Max Boxing. I don't remember if it was Gabriel or Steve King, but they actually went around to different trainers and asked them, if you wanted to put something in the hand wrap of a fighter, would they know that he did it? And they all said no. Even Brady wrote said that they would not know it. You know? So that to me is my bottom line answer, that no, I do not believe that Antonio Margarito knew that there was something in those hand wraps.
Let me bring on Antonio Margarito, who's with us on Antonio, are you there?
Sí. Let me say hi to him. Thanks so quick so you know that I'll go ahead and him. Antonio, es Felipe, ¿cómo estás?
Yo hola Felipe, bien, gracias.
Gracias por recibir la llamada, y pues te voy a estar traduciendo, entonces yo te traduzco la pregunta, la contestas y yo te digo lo que dices, ¿ok?
Sí, Felipe, ya está.
Okay, so I told that I was translating for him, so go ahead.
Okay, really quick, I want to tell him thank you for coming on Leaving the Ring. This is the first time we've had him on our show. So it's very appreciative for him to take the time to speak to us here.
Antonio, primeramente, David Dueñas, que es el anfitrión del programa, te quiero dar las gracias por estar aquí con nosotros en el programa. Es la primera vez que te tenemos, entonces te quiero dar las gracias de todo corazón.
No, pues de aquí al contrario, yo sé que estamos aquí a la orden cuando se pueda.
He said on the contrary, that he thanks you and that he's there for whenever you need him.
Great. So my first question is going to be like everybody else is asking, why the comeback to the sport of boxing?
La primera pregunta, Antonio, es la pregunta que todos están haciendo, es que ¿por qué el regreso al boxeo?
Mira, yo creo que una cosita, digo, siempre que me retiré del boxeo, pues he visto el box. Y una noche me dormí viendo, no recuerdo qué pelea, estaba viendo una función en la televisión, y al día siguiente pues me levanté y platiqué con mi esposa, le dije, ¿sabes qué? Le dije, ¿qué te parece? Y si regreso al ring, pensando que, digo, puedo lograr volver a sacarlo con una buena chance, y digo, porque los peleadores que yo veía que estaban de campeón en ese momento, digo, bueno, yo les puedo ganar, y la cosquillita, pero primero que nada, pues hablé con mi esposa, lo que le parecía que verdad que, pues yo te apoyo y eso, pero lógicamente pues tenemos que ir al doctor para ver lo del ojo. Y digo, la cosquillita digo, y que no había peleas tan interesantes, ¿sabes? Que pues hace falta, pues un campeón que tiene una buena pelea, ¿no? Y la cosquillita de verdad ese fue el motivo.
He said that it was an itch that one night, even though he was retired, he always watches boxing, and one night, he doesn't remember what fight he was watching, but he actually fell asleep watching the fight. So he woke up the next morning and he spoke to his wife and said, you know, what do you think about me coming back? There isn't any fighter out there, the champions that we're at the moment, I think that I can beat him, and I don't think there's a fighter that's giving the fans really good fight. So it's more of an itch more than anything, but obviously he had to speak to his wife and get her support, and then also go to the doctor and figure out what was going on with his eye.
Tell him it's okay if he wants to say it was Miguel Cotto he was watching, and that's why he wanted to make the comeback.
Dijo David que está bien si quieres decir que fue Miguel Cotto el que estaba viendo la televisión esa noche y por eso te caíste dormido y por eso quisiste regresar.
Mira, hablando de Miguel Cotto, fíjate que realmente la verdad que digo, no nomás yo la quiero, mucho público ha pedido una tercera pelea, llevamos 2 y 1, y cuando peleó Miguel Cotto contra Canelo, ok, yo no quiero hablar más de los peleadores, no es mi estilo, pero ok, a Canelo lo catalogan ahorita como, digo, que es lo máximo y que tiene muy fuerte pegada. Entonces dije, bueno, tuvo un momento de demostrar con Miguel Cotto que todos pensaban y que yo pensaba que iban a noquear a Miguel Cotto, si es como hablan de su pegada. Digo, dieron una buena pelea, pero realmente pues tuvo medio parejón. Entonces dije, bueno, dije, pues entonces yo estoy haciendo sin pelear todavía, si todavía puedo, digo, nunca dejé de hacer ejercicio, siempre he hecho ejercicio, nomás tiene que gastarme los guantes, porque tengo 4 años ya sin ponerme unos, bueno, tenía 4 años sin ponerme unos guantes, entonces digo, pues yo creo que tengo chance todavía, digo, a cualquier campeón, lógicamente, creo que debo aventarme unas 2 peleas, quizás 3, no lo sé, para que la gente vea y yo mismo darme cuenta que todavía estoy listo para volver a hacer una buena carrera.
He said that speaking about Miguel Cotto, that's the fight that a lot of people have been asking him about, the third fight, they're 1-1, and you know, he said that he watched the Cotto, the Canelo Cotto fight, and you know, and he doesn't want to talk bad about the fighters because it's not his style, but Canelo right now is being treated as the best that there is, and he thought that he was going to knock out Cotto, and he didn't. You know, it was a pretty close fight, and that kind of gave him a reason of why to come back. Also, he said that it's been almost 4 years. He always was training, he was always doing exercise, but it has been almost 4 years that he had not put on a pair of gloves, and now that he has put on a pair of gloves, obviously he's coming back with this fight. I think he needs about 2 or 3 fights, and then he would look for a title fight, and then maybe also a rematch with Miguel Cotto.
I think he answered, honestly, some questions that some fans right now that have been tweeting us and emailing us, hearing that Antonio's going to be on here with us. What about that third match with Miguel Cotto? So he kind of cut a lot of the interview of what we were going to ask him. So I think I'll just kind of dive into one question, and Gabriel's going to come right behind me, Felipe, whenever you're ready to ask him as well. But speaking about rivalry, we know Miguel Cotto and him have a major rivalry, but let's go further back from that rivalry to another one. Oscar De La Hoya. How big and how deep is the rivalry between those two? Because I remember Antonio had some very harsh things to say about Oscar, and Oscar had, vice versa, had some harsh things about him. Was this really a fighter and trying to entice each other and to get in the ring, or was there some real bad blood between those two?
Antonio, David quiere tocar el tema de la rivalidad, obviamente tienes una rivalidad que tienes la rivalidad con Miguel Cotto, pero quieres también tocar la rivalidad que tuviste contra Oscar De La Hoya en aquel momento cuando estaba tratando de hacer esa pelea, donde tú dijiste unas cosas algo fuertes sobre Oscar De La Hoya y él también dijo cosas fuertes hacia ti. ¿Era una rivalidad de verdad donde no te caía bien Oscar De La Hoya o solo era como parte del show para ver si lo podías forzar a que se presentara a ti adentro del cuadrilátero?
No, mira, qué bueno que me hacen esa pregunta, Felipe, y dile que gracias a David. Realmente, la rivalidad, digo, que tenemos Cotto con Antonio Margarito, digo, y Puerto Rico con México, digo, ahora lo vuelvo a mencionar, llevamos una y una. Yo creo que una tercera pelea le encantaría a la gente, me encantaría bien para dejar bien claro. Claro, si ella me gana, pues sabes que ella me ganó, yo le gano, sabes que ya te gané, que quede bien claro todo, ¿no? Con Oscar De La Hoya, fíjate que yo hice unas declaraciones porque yo tuve, si no me equivoco, 4 veces en concentración en Big Bear, cuando yo le ayudé cuando él tenía peleas en su preparación. Entonces, cuando yo me acababa con Oscar De La Hoya, claro, digo, pues yo era un chamaco, tenía 19 años, y lógicamente pues fui creciendo con la preparación que iba, pues digo, me iba dando cuenta que digo, boxeamos bien, no te puedo decir que le metí las manos y eso, pero hacía bien en el boxeo, lo hacemos bien, y claro que ellos también se dieron cuenta porque lógicamente tienen más padres, pero a mí me usaba más porque lo hacía trabajar más. Y en un momento yo a Oscar De La Hoya, yo le comenté en mi clase de Oscar, después de, no sé si tenía 2 preparaciones ya ayudándole diferentes peleas de él, y yo le comenté a Oscar, le dije, pues quisiera que te dieras una chance de pelear contigo, y él se rió y dijo, sí, más adelante, ok, así que no, yo no le dije absolutamente nada. Después cuando fui a la realidad le volví a decir lo mismo, entonces me dijo él, sí, me han dicho claro que sí, pero mira, ¿por qué no quieres para que tú pelees por alguien que yo haya peleado? Y pues podemos hacer calentar más la pelea, porque si ya tú peleas con alguien y yo peleé por ver, ok, peleé con David Camao, que él peleó con David Camao, él lo paró 2, yo también lo quiero rounds, después, pues ya no dijo nada, ya hizo pasar el tiempo y todo eso, ya fue cuando después yo las entrevistas y le decía, pues bueno, pues Oscar, pues aquí soy, pues quiero una chance y eso, ya después cuando me regalas, pues quise, y tal vez salía hasta de más. Digo, no es que decirlo, hablar de más. Digo, yo respeto mucho a Oscar De La Hoya, la verdad, fue un gran peleador, y la verdad, digo, no es la misma rivalidad, porque yo nunca peleé con Oscar De La Hoya, pero sí peleé con Cotto, y no quedó bien claro, digo, cuando me ganó, me la ganó, si creo, si tener la que pararme toda la pelea, digo, ya conseguí una, y falta una tercera, pero digo, igual te acuerdo como cualquier otro peleador, digo, a mí porque la gente me ha comentado, ¿sabes qué? Pues una tercera con Cotto, una tercera con Cotto, que yo estoy dispuesto, pero para que es lo que pelea, digo, no me interesa si quiere o no quiere, pero yo digo, como cualquier otro campeón, estoy listo.
All right, I'm going to paraphrase because that was a lot. So basically what he's saying is that, the rivalry between him and Cotto, that's one thing. Each one have 1-5-1, Cotto and Margarito have 1-5-1, and it's the whole Mexico against Puerto Rico rivalry. So that's that rivalry. With Oscar De La Hoya, what happened was that he actually helped Oscar about 4 times in Big Bear for when Oscar was getting ready for a couple of fights. And, they were sparring, and, he can't say that he got the better of Oscar, and Oscar didn't really get the better of him. There were good sparring matches. And as he started growing and getting better, as he kept going to Big Bear, he got the courage to ask Oscar to, give him an opportunity to fight. And Oscar was kind of laughed it off or whatever. And at one point, Oscar said, you know what, why don't you face somebody that I face so that we could, cook up the fight, to marinate the fight, and then maybe we'll see. So then Antonio faced David Kamau, who Oscar had faced. Oscar started him too, Antonio stopped him too, and then Oscar didn't really say anything after that, So he doesn't consider a real rivalry between him and Oscar because they never fought. The true rivalry for him is between Miguel Cotto because he feels that the second fight, when it was stopped, it wasn't stopped the right way. I mean, he thought he could still continue despite the problem with his eye, and it's not that. And people keep asking him about the third fight so they can finish their business. And, he feels that Cotto has stated that he doesn't want to face Antonio again. And Antonio doesn't really care if he wants to face him or not. He just wants to give the fans what they're asking for.
Let's get into that second fight. And thank you so much for coming on, Antonio. This is Gabriel Montoya, formerly in Xbox. We've done a couple of interviews together. That rematch, I've heard that your eye, people talk about it. For one, I know you've probably gotten it checked out since you decided to come back. What is the status of it? And do you think it was overstated how damaged it was in that rematch? Because I've heard stories that the doctor was very quick giving you, telling me what number you're seeing, and that you were seeing everything fine, and they just decided to stop it. Can you have a talk about just the end of that fight? And just does he feel that the eye was overstated?
Antonio, este es Gabriel Montoya, antes escribía para Max Box y dijo que había hecho unas entrevistas contigo. Y la pregunta de él es de que quiere hablar un poquito de la situación que pasó en el ojo en la revancha con Miguel Cotto. La pregunta es que si tú sientes que el doctor y toda la situación que hubo al final de esa pelea, que fue algo exagerada, que exageraron un poco de más de qué tan dañado estaba tu ojo, porque a lo que él vio, tú estabas contestando las preguntas aquí en el doctor de cuántos dedos tenía, cuántos dedos estaba mostrando, y que para él y para muchos creen que exageraron la forma que vieron su ojo y por eso prepararon la pelea.
Sí, mira, la verdad que me da gusto saludarlo. La verdad que creo yo sinceramente, y yo creo que, mi gente tal vez, gente Cotto a lo mejor reconoce, tal vez a lo mejor no. Yo creo que le hicieron un favor. ¿Por qué razón? Yo lo digo, ¿no? ¿Por qué razón? Así como él lo menciona, si estaba reportándole bien al doctor de cosas, bueno, yo solamente le pedí un grado más. ¿Por qué? Porque me arrepiento demasiado de lo que yo dije cuando iba sobre mi segunda pelea contra él. Yo dije, lo voy a presionar de los primeros rounds para que no sea la pelea por decisión o igual como la primera pelea que hasta el último no quiero. No lo hice, desgraciadamente me arrepentí. Sabía yo que el ojo ese me iba a inflamar porque el doctor me había dicho, tienes que darle descanso, tu ojo, pues está débil todavía, estás bien, pero se va a inflamar el ojo. Entonces, realmente, en esa pelea, yo creo que estaba pasando algo similar a la primera pelea. Yo creo, mira, que me viene dando un juego más, hecho solo, como decimos los mexicanos, hecho solo la gana a favor, y trato de quererlo o no quiero ese round. Me arrepiento porque no hice lo que yo había dicho, no cumplí lo que yo había dicho que desde los primeros rounds, o sea, iba a presionar, no lo hice porque siempre lo he dicho, Miguel Cotto no pega, no tiene pegada de ese peso, yo siempre lo he dicho, pega como niña, yo siempre lo he dicho, se lo dije a él. Su mamá, desgraciadamente, se subió al índigo, fue su madre, yo soy un caballero, no lo puedo contar a ella, dijo, me dio mi ojo y dijo, ok, pega como niña, probablemente sabíamos que mi ojo estaba mal y se iba a inflamar. Pero realmente yo podía continuar. Imagínate, era dolor y la mano contra Manny Pacquiao y el doctor le conté al doctor y me dejó continuar. Ahora, estamos con su gente, estamos en Nueva York, en su casa, yo creo que le hicieron un favor en detener la pelea, o quizás podía continuar, tal vez un dolor más. ¿Por qué no me dejaron continuar? Si estaba, no inflamaba mi ojo, pero todavía estaba bien para seguir peleando.
First of all, I want to thank Gabriel and say hi to Gabriel for the question and for being here. And he's saying that, you know what, he feels that, you know, they did a favor to Miguel Cotto, you know, being that they were in New York, that they were in front of the crowd, and that it was a favor that they did to him for stopping the fight, because he feels that he could have continued. He was only asking for the doctor for one round. He felt like he was coming on to the fight, and like we Mexicans like to say, we would put all the meat on the grill, basically saying that he was going to go out in that round and we would give it to him and just really try to knock him out, because he feels that he was on the verge, like in the first fight. And you know, he kind of regrets some of the things that he said before that fight. Because he feels not so much the fact that he kept saying that Miguel Cotto hits like a girl, because he feels that he does hit like a girl, that he doesn't hit that hard, and you know, he feels, and even Miguel Cotto's mother came into the ring and looked at his eye and said, "Oh, he hits like a girl, huh?" And then Antonio was a true gentleman and he didn't want to answer Cotto's mother. And but he feels like, you know, it was a favor that it was done for Cotto in that fight, and then he could have continued because he was answering all the doctor's questions like he did in the Manny Pacquiao fight when he suffered the injury, and he feels like his eye was more swollen in the Manny Pacquiao fight than it was in the Cotto fight, and they still let him continue in the Manny Pacquiao fight.
So he does feel that Cotto, I've watched the fight a bunch, I've talked to people, you know, that like inside boxing, that have the fight, and I always felt that Cotto was the exact same fight all over again. Cotto looked good early, lose too much, just some punishment maybe he shouldn't have, tired in the back end, and Antonio was on his way to at least making it really interesting. Did he feel like he was weakening? Did he feel like the fight was right there, and they wanted to be killed with a no-Cotto rematch and have that be his story beginning? That was basically what he was saying.
Antonio dice Gabriel que él ha visto pelear la segunda pelea muchas veces y que él cree que era lo mismo que la primera pelea, que Miguel Cotto se vio bien al principio de la pelea, se empezó a cansar en la segunda mitad, tú empezaste a presionar más como hiciste en la primera pelea, y que si tú sentías que él también se estaba cansando como estaba haciendo en la primera vez, pero como tú le has hecho, le hicieron el favor para que él pudiera terminar con la historia pues de hadas, por decir, de que terminó la pelea y pudo ganarle al ogro, que pues en aquel momento por lo que había pasado en el pasado, Antonio Margarito.
Así es, Felipe, fíjate, pues no solamente Gabriel lo dice, Gabriel, digo, ha observado la pelea y muchos peleadores dijeron, ¿sabes qué? Si no te hubieran dado la pelea, iba a pasar lo mismo que la primera pelea, y yo creo que lo ayudaron, pero digo, ya el tiempo pasó, no hay problema ya, ¿no? Digo, y muchos quieren ver una pelea, digo, yo estoy dispuesto a pelear, como dice que ya no huele la tumba, que ya no, digo, es como si yo hubiera ganado y viene la primera pelea de la y yo dijera, ya le gané, yo no quiero, yo ya peleo con otro de regreso, sí, aquí llevamos 1-1, ya si él quiere, bueno, y si no, pues de todas formas, hay más peleadores con quien puedo demostrar que juega bien y con una buena chance vuelve a ser campeón del mundo.
Just like Gabriel said, you know, there's been a lot of other fighters, also fighters that have told Margarito that, hey, they wouldn't stop the fight, you would have finished him like you did in the first fight. And you know, and each one has a win, you know, he has a win, Cotto has a win, but people want to see the third fight. Cotto has stated that, you know, he will go to his grave without giving him that third opportunity, and that's fine. Antonio Margarito says that's fine. You know, there's other fighters out there that can face, and there's other fighters that can fight to become world champion again if given the opportunity.
You know, when I started the business, I had a chance to interview Antonio in the training camp, getting prepared for Shane Mosley, and there was a nickname that I had given him, which was called El Cucuy de Mexico. And I don't know if he remembers me with him at the ringside, at his sparring session in the ring, interviewing him, calling him that. But there's a nickname that has come along from somewhere from a very dark spot in his career. I want to know, what is his feelings about what certain fans, because he has, it's really divided in the community of boxing. You have fans that truly love him, but then you have fans that truly hate him. And the ones that truly hate him have labeled him, not just the fans, but media, as Margo Cheeto. How does he feel about that?
Antonio, Margarito, primero quiere comentar de que él estuvo en su campamento cuando se estaba preparando para Shane Mosley. No sé si se acuerdan de él, que es el apodo del Cucuy en México. Pero ahora dicen que la afición pues, está muy dividida sobre el tema de Antonio Margarito. Tenemos a los fanáticos que quieren a Antonio Margarito, que lo apoyan a Antonio Margarito, y luego tienen al otro lado de la afición de que sienten que Antonio Margarito, con lo que pasó en esa pelea con Shane Mosley, es un tramposo. Entonces, ¿cuál es tu opinión sobre esa afición, de que sienten que tú hiciste trampa en esa pelea?
Mira, Felipe, sí, ahí también lo sé y recuerdo, como no, de cuando él estaba ahí en el campamento. Mira, se habla de lo que supuestamente había en el vendaje. Ahora como qué bueno que me estás haciendo esa pregunta, porque sabes que, hablan de que Molly quería supuestamente quería pelear con algo que traía ilegal en el vendaje, no peleé, ¿ok? Si supuestamente había algo ilegal en el vendaje, me lo quitaron, me pusieron otro vendaje. Quiero aclarar y quiero decir, ok, supuestamente dice, Miguel Cotto brincó y dijo, ¿sabes qué? Ahora, supuestamente con Molly, el que supuestamente quería usar un vendaje ilegal, sino que ahora ya Miguel Cotto brincó y dijo, ¿sabes qué? Y ya todo el mundo piensa, o pensó tal vez, que usé algo ilegal en la de Cotto. Digo, si supuestamente había algo ilegal en la pelea de Molly, a mí me quitaron el vendaje ese y me pusieron uno nuevo. No peleé con nada ilegal. Ahora Cotto, bueno, no todos, Cotto es el que menciona que no, pues que Peso me ganó. Digo, las excusas después salen sobrando, ¿no? Pero digo, eso fue lo que mencionó. No peleé con nada ilegal. En esa pelea, claro está, y digo, me arrepiento. Mira, te puedo decir que me arrepiento, pero a la vez cuando yo estaba ya listo para pelear, porque mucha gente a mí me lo dijo, yo le batallé, sufrí mucho para el peso, de todas formas di el peso, pero mucha gente me decía, ¿sabes qué? Más mi equipo de trabajo, deja ir esa pelea porque no estás bien, te vemos muy débil por la razón que no estaba dando el peso, estaba sufriendo para el peso. Yo quise pelear, no quise dejar esa pelea. ¿Por qué? Tal vez estuvo mal de mí porque yo veía ya pues mucha afición, muchos que querían ver esa pelea. Digo, yo nunca pensé en perder esa pelea, nunca, cuando yo iba a pelear nunca pensaba en perder mis peleas, siempre pensaba en ganarla. Sí me sentía débil, sufrí mucho por el peso, nunca me recuperé, perdí, me noqueó, lo que tú quieras, me paró en la pelea, pero digo, no usé algo ilegal. Digo, de todas formas, si el vendaje ese supuestamente tenía algo ilegal, a mí el vendaje se me lo quitaron y no peleé con nada ilegal. Ahora después brincó Cotto y dijo y mencionó que supuestamente, hasta enseñó una foto, que supuestamente tenía sangre en los nudillos. Digo, todo el mundo que sabe que de boxeo y todo el mundo que se ha puesto guantes, saben que los guantes se despintan y te manchan. O sea, es algo ilógico que supuestamente yo estuviera peleando yo con yeso como le pusieron, pues lógicamente yo me iba a destrozar mis manos, pero igual, nomás que quiero que quede bien claro esto, si supuestamente había algo ilegal en la pelea de Mosley, de todas formas no peleé con el vendaje ese que supuestamente tenía algo ilegal, a mí me pusieron otro vendaje y nunca peleé con nada ilegal yo.
You know, first of all, he wants to thank you guys for asking that question, and what he says is that, you know, at the bottom line is that he never used an illegal hand wrap. I mean, you know, if they found something in his hand wrap, you know, allegedly or whatever you want to call it, you know, they took that hand wrap off and they put a new hand wrap on. So when he actually stepped into the ring, he didn't have anything in his hand wraps. You know, he somewhat regrets that fight because, you know, he suffered a lot to make the weight for that fight. He was very weak. His team had told him to not go on with the fight, but he didn't want to throw the fight away. He didn't want to leave the fight because he knew that the fans were waiting to see him fight. So he kind of regrets that part that he didn't go in there, but he lost. He was knocked out. The fight was stopped. But the thing that he also makes a mention of is that Cotto jumped on the wagon and kept saying, you know, well, that's why he beat me, because he had something in his wraps. But he says that if anybody that knows that's ever put on a pair of boxing gloves, they know that they, you know, the paint, you know, the what's it called, the tint of it, the paint of it, it rubs off, and that's why you can see the red on his hand wraps in the picture that they shown in the Miguel Cotto fight, you know. So that's the thing, is that at the bottom line of it is that he never used anything illegal in his hand wraps, because if they found something on those first hand wraps, allegedly, like he's stating, you know, they took them off and they put on a new set of hand wraps. So when he fought Shane Mosley, he had nothing illegal in his hand wraps.
Let me ask you this, because when I watched him in his training camp and I watched him spar, he looked phenomenal. He looked strong. What happened from that? It was like, I think it was like 3 or 4 weeks out before the fight. What happened from that period, from him walking in with Shane Mosley? I mean, we saw an undestructive guy. We saw a guy that was able to take the biggest shots from Miguel Cotto. We saw him take the biggest shots from Paul Williams, from Daniel Santos, who was a guy that he just couldn't seem to get over the hump. From there to face a guy that's smaller than those 2 guys that I just mentioned right now, when did they realize that he wasn't ready, and how do fans interpret that as being a believable truth?
What do you mean by the believable truth at the end?
Because, I mean, these are bigger men. Paul Williams, Daniel Santos, that he was able to take the hits, and then get in with Shane Mosley, who was a much smaller man, and wasn't able to even take the hit and also not even do damage. Because that's one of the biggest arguments that you see among fight fans, and I've argued with fight fans. They'll say, well, he was able to damage these other guys that were bigger and take and absorb shots from them, but he wasn't able to do that with Shane Mosley. What happened? I mean, what? And why would he move forward? Like I said, I witnessed him sparring. Why would he move forward? I mean, he did look healthy. He did look strong. But what changed from a 3 to 4 week period?
Antonio, dice David que él te vio en ese campamento cuando te estabas preparando contra Shane Mosley. Fue como unas 3-4 semanas antes del combate, y que te mirabas muy fuerte, te mirabas indestructible como siempre te habías visto. Entonces, ¿qué cambió esas 3-4 semanas a la pelea de Shane Mosley? ¿Y cuándo se dio cuenta tú y tu equipo de que no estabas listo para enfrentarte a Shane Mosley en esa pelea?
Mira, lo que pasa que yo siempre me he cuidado con el peso, siempre trato de estar cerca del peso cuando falta, poco para la pelea. Sí, tiene razón, a lo mejor, y es lo que nunca me gustaba casi ya. Lo que pasa que se pegan, cuando te vas acercando más al peso es más difícil quemar las libras que traes arriba. Tal vez a lo mejor me hacían falta 10 días tal vez para la pelea, y todavía haz de cuenta que traía 6, 7 libras arriba y no podía bajarlas. Entonces es por eso que bajaba un poquito, bajaba 1 libra, 2 libras y más chupado, más sin fuerza me sentía. Entonces es por eso que mi equipo me decía, ¿sabes qué? ¿Te sientes bien? Yo, sí, me siento bien. ¿Cómo andas de peso? No, pues, ¿sabes qué? Faltaba todavía 5 días para la pelea. ¿Sabes qué? Traigo 6 libras arriba. Oye, Tony, pero no, pues las voy a bajar, pero realmente no las bajaba, pues realmente me costaba mucho bajarlas. Todo el mundo me decía, ¿cómo puede ser posible que es peso welter con su estatura? Tal vez, mi trabajo que siempre he hecho, siempre lo daba. Ahí fue cuando sufrí mucho. Ya me faltaban 5 días para la pelea, todavía traía 5 libras arriba. Y yo dije, bueno, una por día, 1 libra por día, pero realmente, las últimas libras se pegaron a mi cuerpo y realmente sudé mucho para bajar ese libraje que yo traía, y fue donde yo me maté para dar el peso. Yo recuerdo bien que esa noche, en la madrugada para ya amanecer para el peso, todavía yo me levanté, traía la boca sequísima, fui, como siempre cargo con mi báscula. En la madrugada me levanté y me pesé, y imagínate, traía supuestamente las 147 neto, entonces dije, traía muchísima sed, solamente me mojé los labios y escupí el agua y me volví a acostar esperando ya que se hiciera la hora del pesaje. Lo que pasó ahí fue de que realmente las últimas libras fueron las que se me pegaron y fue cuando sufrí para bajar esas libras.
His answer is that, it was the last 6-7 pounds that got to him in that fight. He's always been very diligent about about staying at weight or being healthy and being close to the weight, never getting big. And I could attest to that. I've seen him in Tijuana when he's not fighting, he always looks like he's in shape. But that fight, the 10 days before, he was still 6-7 pounds above the weight, and he just couldn't drop it. He just hit a wall, and he would drop a weight, if he dropped a pound, maybe 2 pounds, and he looked like really, really bad, and he just couldn't do it. 5 days before the fight, he was still up 5 pounds, and he wasn't drinking any water. He was still, struggling to make the weight. He said, I'll drop a pound a day to the fight. And, he was sweating and everything. And he said that on the dawn of the weigh-in, he woke up in the middle of the night, and he went and got his scale, and he was dying of thirst. And he checked his weight. He was right at the dot, 147 at the dot, but he was dying of thirst. So he just wet his lips and kind of spit out the water, and then went back to sleep and just waited for the weigh-in. So it's just like the biggest struggle that he's ever had to make weight was in that fight. And he just got weak at the end.
So the biggest question.
Sorry, Dave. Just a follow up there. I had heard 2 rumors heading into that, or after the fight, after everything that had happened. One was that he'd had an issue with one of his eyes in that camp, but that also that he'd had a back injury. Are either of those true?
Antonio, Gabriel pregunta que él, después del combate contra Shane Mosley, él escuchó 2 rumores sobre ese campamento y sobre esa pelea. El primero es de que habías tenido un problema con uno de tus ojos en el campamento de esa pelea, y también que habías tenido un problema con tu espalda. ¿Alguno de esos rumores es verdad?
Sí, son ciertas, y no, yo realmente no le echo la culpa a eso, que tal vez tal vez sí tienen razón que a lo mejor afectó en mi campamento, pero realmente sí, eso es verdad. Tuve lastimada la espalda, algo de la asiática. Me sobraron, gracias a Dios, pude continuar con el campamento, y sí, en un ojo, no sé cómo le llamen aquí, no era una catarata, pero algo que me hicieron de un láser, que tenía en un ojo. Igual, de todas formas, seguí entrenando, ¿verdad? No paré de todas formas, pero seguí entrenando, pero sí, hasta mi manager me lo dijo, Sergio, ¿sabes qué? Pues se me hace algo como que tal vez a lo mejor no es tu momento de que pelees por todo esto que está pasando, y lo vuelvo a mencionar, y dije, ¿sabes qué? Yo quiero pelear y quiero demostrar, nunca pensé en perder esa pelea, pero sí es cierto, esos 2 rumores que él dice, sí fueron verdad. Yo me lastimé primero la espalda, la asiática, y después algo en el ojo cuando fui a los exámenes médicos para los ojos, sí tenía algo en mi ojo, no grave me dijeron, pero que me lo tenían que quitar. Entonces eso pasó, así fueron. Sí es cierto esos 2 rumores que escuchó él.
Yes, they are true, Gabriel. They are true. He did have a problem with his back, and he went through some therapy. That was the first injury during the camp. And then when he went for his eye exam for the test for the California Commission, they found something in his eye. It wasn't really like a cataract, but something that needed to be treated with a laser treatment, and it got taken care of. He said he kept training. He always kept training through the injuries. And his manager, Sergio Diaz, actually told him, you know what, this is too much. You're going through too much trouble for this fight. Let's just let it go and let's move on. And he said, and Antonio didn't want to. He wanted to fight, and that's why he powered through the 2 injuries. But they are true that he did have a back issue and an eye issue, but he never wanted to blame the loss on those problems. It is what it is. He trained through them and he fought.
I want to say really quick because we've had him on for 30 minutes. And normally interviews take 15, 20 minutes. I want to just tell him thank you for being on this long. We still have more questions. And, if he wants to, call it quits, we completely understand. But I like to try to keep him on for the next, 15, 20 minutes of questions. So, Felipe, because I don't want to overstay, our interview with him, where he never wants to come back with us and stuff. So can you just make sure that he's okay with us continuing the interview?
Antonio, dice David que primeramente te quiere dar las gracias por estar con nosotros, que ya te tenemos como 30 minutos aquí en la línea, que tiene otras preguntas, pero si tú estás ocupado o tienes otras cosas que hacer, pues que adelante, no te queremos tener más tiempo de lo que tú puedes estar aquí con nosotros.
No, mira, si ya empezamos, pues ya, de una vez hay que terminar. Digo, sí, tengo cosas que hacer, pero no te preocupes, digo, ya estamos en la entrevista y digo, no hay ningún problema. Si quieres, seguimos con la entrevista.
Oh, muchas gracias, Antonio. He says that that it's no problem, that we already started with the interview, so let's continue and let's keep going.
Okay, perfect. Because obviously we want to talk about NSAC. When they suspended him, we want to move into that. Because I think we need to point this out. We're a show, and we're also journalists that go off of facts. So a lot of times when people just kind of go off of what they've heard in the beginning and never dug into the actual what happened behind the scenes, they're going to label them a certain way. We don't do that. We like to look at everything that's the overall, what's available to us. But the one thing that some fight fans that have followed through and have investigated on them within themselves and looking at his case when CSAC suspended him, was there wasn't enough evidence. And a lot of fans that I've received mail about was, why didn't he sue them? Why didn't he sue California for the accusations of the lack of evidence or what they couldn't present to what he was prosecuted for by fans of being a cheater when it wasn't really there? And now Gabriel has a lot more information. I mean, he definitely has more stuff they can add to it. But that's just my question right now, and then Gabriel can jump behind me about some of the other legal stuff behind that.
Antonio, la pregunta es de cuando fuiste suspendido por la Comisión de California, que muchos sintieron, muchos fans, mucha afición y mucha gente sintió de que no tuvieron que la comisión no tuvo suficientes pruebas para poder llegar a esa decisión de suspenderte por lo que había pasado en esa pelea. Entonces, la pregunta es, ¿por qué tú no demandaste legalmente a la comisión por suspenderte sin lo que mucha gente creyó no tener suficientes pruebas?
Fíjate que mucha gente me lo dijo, que quisiera eso, lo que me están diciendo, porque te voy a ser sincero, como lo vuelvo a mencionar, no peleé con ese tal vendaje que tenía algo ilegal, que cuando yo fui a la corte me lo enseñaron a mí el vendaje y dije, bueno, pues ¿qué tiene ese vendaje? Decía, pues decían que tenía yeso y que tenía eso, digo, yo no lo vi, no lo vi el vendaje, entonces que supuestamente estaba duro y eso. Yo sinceramente lo vi y digo, se veía como un vendaje, digamos, como un vendaje usado, pero no, yo no lo vi diferente. Dije, bueno, entonces ¿dónde está el yeso de este vendaje? Igual, así, mucha gente como él me lo está diciendo, mucha gente me lo dijo, pero digo, yo ya me dieron a mí el descanso por la castigada que me dieron por un año y ya yo, haz de cuenta, yo me tiré en mi mundo, yo me seguí entrenando, yo no hice caso de eso y bueno, va a pasar un año pronto y voy a seguir entrenando, pero mucha gente me lo comentó, entonces yo tampoco, digo, primero que nada no hablo inglés y digo, yo creo que eso hubiera sido trabajo de mis managers de haber puesto una contrademanda, pero realmente no lo hicieron tampoco y bueno, pues así se quedó esto, ¿no? Pero realmente digo, cuando a mí me enseñaron el supuesto vendaje que tenía ilegal, digo, yo no vi diferencia, o que yo había visto yeso, así como decían que traía yeso, realmente no lo vi, y así como lo menciona él, bueno, no hubo pruebas suficientes, que por qué no puse una contrademanda. Digo, primero, lo vuelvo a mencionar, primero, yo no hablo inglés, yo creo que era trabajo de mis managers de hacer todo eso, y no se hizo nada, y así se quedó.
You know, he says that he was told that by many people, he was asked that why he didn't do it, and you know, when he went to the hearing, and they showed him the hand wrap, he didn't see anything. He said, you know, it looked like normal hand wraps, just they looked like used, but I didn't see any plaster of Paris or I didn't see anything that they say that I had in that hand rest, which I didn't use anyways. Like he keeps reiterating that he ended up not using those hand wraps. But, once he got suspended for the year, he just went into his world. He kept training. He just went with his family. And, and one of the reasons that he didn't, maybe counter sue or sue them is because he doesn't speak English, that he felt that it was something that, his managers were supposed to do and they didn't do. So he just left it at that and he just didn't pursue it.
So let me ask you this. So the question with the fans that are negative towards him, the big question is that your punching power was effective against Cotto, but it wasn't effective to Shane Mosley. Does he feel that making a comeback, in order to clear his name, he's got to be that force that he once was in order to be who he once was at the time? Is that on the back of his mind?
Antonio, la pregunta es, una de las críticas, por decir que dicen esos aficionados que no creen en Antonio Margarito, es de que tu potencia no fue la misma contra Miguel Cotto que fue contra Shane Mosley. Entonces, una de las razones de por qué Antonio Margarito regresa al cuadrilátero es como en tu subconsciencia demostrar que todavía eres ese tornado que fuiste en esas peleas anteriormente a la de Shane Mosley.
Mira, Felipe, yo creo que no hubo ni potencia en la pelea de Mosley, porque sinceramente yo iba débil de esa pelea. Digo, en la pelea de Cotto, yo digo, okay, iba así como lo mencionan ellos, iba realmente igual que en la misma pelea, en la primer pelea. Digo, realmente, y ahí quiero mencionarlo también aquí, ahí Cotto se contradijo también él, porque a él le preguntaron, le dijeron cuando pararon la pelea, le dijeron, Cotto, ya ganaste, ya le ganaste a Margarito, ¿sentiste la pegada diferente? Dijo, no, la sentí igual. Entonces, bueno, ¿tú crees que si yo hubiera traído algo en el vendaje, que supuestamente dicen, porque supuestamente me quisieron poner algo ilegal en la pelea de Mosley, que no peleé con nada ilegal, y ya entonces se contradijo él, pero no es eso, no, o sea, digo, quiero hacer, mira, ahora que la cosquillita que me queda de regresar al ring, quiero hacer tengo una familia muy bonita, yo siempre soñé con tener mis hijos y hacerlos parte de mi historia, de lo que ha sido mi vida, el boxeo. Digo, ahora tengo una niña que va a cumplir 3 años y un niño que va a cumplir 2 años, entonces ellos ya van a ser parte de mi deporte, pues, ¿no? Y además, digo, la cosquillita que yo traigo, digo, yo creo que lo que he demostrado y mi trayectoria que he tenido yo creo que tengo una trayectoria muy bonita, y ahora quiero ser parte de mi familia que tengo tan bonita, de hacerlos parte de mi vida. Entonces, no nomás es de que quiera demostrar y que vea, porque siempre demostré yo que fui un buen peleador y que le gané a peleadores muy buenos. Ahora no es de que traigo la cosquillita solamente de regresar y pensar, yo creo que a mí también, sabes que tengo muchas ganas de regresar y darme cuenta yo mismo de que todavía puedo y lo puedo hacer.
He says that he had no power in the Mosley fight. He had no power in the Mosley fight because he was weak because of the weight loss. And, and one thing that he does want to mention is that Cotto contradicts himself in the second fight, because when the fight ended and he won the fight and he was told, hey, you won the fight and everything, did you feel his power the same as in the first fight? And he said yes. So if he supposedly had something in his wraps, in the first fight, like Cotto has so many times alluded to, then it wouldn't have been the same power, because he obviously didn't have it in the second fight. But it's not so much trying to prove something. The reason that he wants to come back is that he has a beautiful family now. He has a girl a little girl that's 3 years old and a little boy that's 2 years old. So he wants to make them part of his boxing history also. He wants to share that history that he has with them, with his beautiful family now, and also the fact that he feels that he could come back and that he could be a force in the sport still.
This is the last thing I want to ask about it, and because I've written a lot about it. I was at the hearing, and like Antonio, like you, I felt the rap. I still can't figure out how it was supposed to work. So let me just ask him real brief, and then we can wrap up on that and just get to the fight. And now, how much do you think somebody should prove that what you were trying to do, what they are accusing you of trying to do, would actually work? But also, does it bother you that Nazim Richardson and Shane Mosley's lawyer, Judd Bernstein, they're the only ones out of everybody that talked that said, like, you know, the raps felt really hard, and they were the ones that talked about plaster of Paris, but then they didn't show up to the hearing. How much did that bother you, that they were the ones that really kind of gave the media that story, that version of the story, but then they didn't show up so that you could defend yourself against them? Does that bother him?
Antonio, la última pregunta sobre la suspensión de California y lo de que pasó en esa pues en la corte, por decir, que tuvieron sobre las vendas, fue de que él Gabriel estuvo ahí, él también tuvo la oportunidad de tocar las vendas, y él también, como tú, dijo que no vio algo muy extraño, que no vio algo, la diferencia, que nunca sintió el yeso, y que si te molesta a ti el hecho de que los únicos que mencionaron el yeso o usaron esa palabra de yeso fue el entrenador de Shane Mosley, Nazim Richardson y Shane Mosley, y que al final del cabo ellos ni se presentaron a la audiencia que tuviste con la comisión. ¿Te molestó eso? ¿Te diste cuenta que ni ellos fueron a esa audiencia?
Sí, mira, qué bueno que también él tocó el vendaje. Digo, estoy de acuerdo, ¿no? Digo, mira, me molestó tanto, porque me molestó tanto por el descanso que yo tuve, el castigo que tuve de un año sin poder pelear. Me dolió mucho eso, y además que decían que traía yeso el vendaje, pues no era cierto, o sea, no es cierto, porque digo, ahí él también lo tocó, y no había, digo, no se notaba, ¿no? Pero digo, me molestó porque me suspendieron, de todas formas dicen, no sé cómo, de todos modos, si supuestamente quieres hacer algo, digo, de todos modos, de todas formas, quieres hacer algo y no lo haces, de todos modos te castigan, es lo mismo, ¿no? Digo, no peleé con el vendaje, que supuestamente traía algo ilegal, y sí supe que ellos no se presentaron a la corte, ¿no? Digo, ya ellos hicieron su trabajo, yo también tal vez, pues dejé pasar, digo, yo creo que era trabajo de mis madres, estar ahí y ver qué es lo que estaba pasando, pero realmente me molestó por la razón de que paré un año sin hacer nada, sin pelear. Digo, claro está que yo seguí entrenando, digo, yo amo el boxeo y seguí entrenando, sí, como si yo fuera a pelear, pero realmente, pues digo, me dolió por el hecho de que no estuve vigente en un año.
You know, he's glad that you were there, Gabriel, and that you touched the hand rest, and that you could see yourself that there wasn't anything there. And at the end of the day, like he keeps stating and repeating, he never used those hand wraps, you know. And
right.
The thing that bothers him, you know, he did realize that those guys didn't show up, but they did the job they were supposed to do, and maybe his managers didn't do the job they were supposed to do with, you know, maybe countersuing or looking more into the whole thing. But what bothers him the most about the whole situation is the year that he was suspended, the year that he wasn't able to continue with his career, even though he kept training and everything, but he loves boxing. He loves boxing, and that's the part that bothered him the most, that he was not able to perform or to fight for that whole year.
Well, let's jump into the present. How do you feel health-wise? How's the eye? And I'm sorry, Dave, I didn't mean to cut you off. I was just going to jump, you know, how do you feel about Jorge Paez Jr., your next fight in March?
Margarito, ya para hablar del presente, ¿cómo te sientes físicamente? ¿Cómo te sientes de tu ojo? ¿Y qué piensas de tu siguiente pelea contra Jorge Margarito Paez Jr.?
Mira, Felipe, Gabriel, David, la verdad es de que yo me siento muy bien. Le platico a mi esposa, le digo, ¿sabes qué? Cuando yo tenía la edad de 24, 23, 25 años, a mí se me decía, a alguien de que ahora tengo 37 años, alguien de mi edad, yo decía, ¿sabes qué? Está grande para el boxeo. Digo, ahora que yo los tengo, yo no me siento así, yo me siento fuerte, me siento capaz de lograr y de vencer ahora sí que a un chamaco, ¿no? Digo, qué bueno, y digo, ahorita que me preguntan de mi ojo, quiero dejar todo eso bien en claro, la verdad, digo, porque hay muchas personas que hablan y dicen, digo, por porque tienen boca y dicen que supuestamente que voy a regresar y que estoy mal de mi ojo. Eso es mentira. Yo no regresara al boxeo si yo estuviera mal de mi ojo. Digo, tengo mi familia, tengo mis hijos, yo no regresaría mi vida. Estoy bien, gracias a Dios, y el doctor ya me dio luz verde para poder pelear. Mi ojo se encuentra muy bien. Igual, dice, tú te puede pasar un daño no nomás por tu ojo, el que te dañaron, puede pasar ese está bien, puede pasar en otro ojo, puede pasar en cualquier otro golpe, ¿no? Yo, gracias a Dios, me siento muy bien. Digo, qué bueno que me pusieron a un peleador joven, un peleador que está vigente, un peleador que tiene talento, pero que yo creo que no ha sabido aprovechar él. Entonces, a mí se me cuecen las habas por pelear y demostrar, porque, digo, él está vigente y es un peleador joven, y digo, imagínate, yo llego a perder esa pelea, o sea, ¿qué voy a estar haciendo yo en el boxeo? O sea, la verdad no. Digo, no es lo mismo estar entrenando para una pelea o para esa pelea, y porque yo he esparreado con, ahora que estoy así, esparreando con tipos jóvenes. Entonces digo, he sacado yo la mejor parte, lógicamente, en el gimnasio. Entonces digo, bueno, pues yo voy a estar listo para la pelea. Lo vuelvo a mencionar, no es lo mismo estar entrenando, estar pareando, que estar peleando, pero lógicamente me siento bien, estoy fuerte, me siento fuerte, digo, y estoy entrenando muy bien. Entonces, así es que todo, con el favor de Dios, todo me tiene que salir muy bien.
You know, he says that he feels great that when he was 22, he tells his wife that when he was 22, 23, 24 years old, he thought that somebody that was 37, you know, might be too old to continue to box. But now that he's 37, he feels great. And, you know, he feels that he's ready for this fight. He feels that his eye is, you know, that a lot of people have been stating and have been talking just because they have a mouth to talk with, that he shouldn't be fighting, but he wouldn't be risking his life. He wouldn't be risking his eye if he didn't have a clean bill of health from the doctors that he went to, you know. And just like something happened to his eye and happened to his right eye, it could happen to his other eye. You know, that's boxing. But, you know, he's glad that he got matched up against a young fighter, a fighter with talent, but in his opinion, a fighter with talent that doesn't know how to use that talent, that hasn't been able to you know, bring the fruits of that talent to the forefront. But, you know, he feels that he needs to show what he can do still at 37 years old, that he needs to be this kind of fighter, because if he doesn't, then he has nothing to do in boxing.
Does it disappoint him that in the past, Mexican fighters like Salvador Sanchez, Antonio Barrera, Julio Cesar Chavez, Eric Morales, that they excelled by their talent, where you see Canelo Alvarez is excelling by his looks as a Mexican fighter?
¿Te decepciona, Antonio, que peleadores como Salvador Sánchez, Julio César Chávez, Eric Morales, tú, Marco Antonio Barrera, pudieron ser triunfantes por su talento, mientras tanto un peleador como Saúl Canelo Álvarez es triunfador por cómo él es, cómo se ve, por ser güero, por ser pelirrojo?
No, mira, yo creo que el tiempo, cuando alguien se prepara y cuando alguien tiene algún sueño y trabaja para ese sueño que tiene, yo creo que cualquiera lo puede hacer con un buen promotor, una buena promotora. Yo creo que realmente, digo, a cada quien le llega su tiempo. En ese tiempo, pues le llegaron a ellos, me llegó mi tiempo a mí también. Ahora es tiempo del Canelo, pero realmente digo, lo están catalogando como un buen peleador. Digo, tal vez lo han sabido llevar. Yo siempre lo he mencionado, Canelo, la verdad que ha aprendido mucho. Digo, a mí no se me hace que digamos, ay, pues es un supercampeón, sinceramente. O sea, sí es bueno, ha aprendido demasiado, pero digo, yo creo que todavía le falta experiencia. Lo vimos con Floyd Mayweather, y pues realmente pues todavía no estaba listo. Ahora yo creo que es su tiempo y está en su tiempo ahora.
¿Tú no piensas,
pero yo creo que a cualquiera le puede llegar.
Pero tú no piensas that, okay, so real quick, Felipe, ask him, you don't think that he should be criticized for the Cotto fight, where this is the biggest rivalry? He didn't seize it. He didn't take advantage of it the way he did, and the way every other Mexican fighter has ever done, which is if you see the knockout, take it. Isn't that the Mexican or Puerto Rican way?
Well, let me answer his answer from the last one. Is that he says that if you're a fighter and you prepare yourself well and you have a dream and you have a good promoter, that you could get to where you need to get, like he did, like the other guys that we mentioned he did. But that Canelo, he's not the super champion that we're being told that he is. That he's good, that he feels that he's improving, but he doesn't feel that he's the guy that they're selling us and the super champion. Let me ask him that question. Say it again one time, David.
That the criticism should fall down that if he's a real...
I remember that on the Puerto Rico thing. Antonio, la pregunta es de que no sientes que al Canelo se le debe de criticar como peleador mexicano porque cuando él tuvo su pelea contra Miguel Cotto no la aprovechó como tú la aprovechaste, como otros peleadores en el pasado, como Chávez lo hizo contra Macho Camacho. O sea, esta es la rivalidad de México contra Puerto Rico. Tú la aprovechaste y tú noqueaste a Miguel Cotto. Entonces, Canelo quizás tuvo la oportunidad de noquear a Miguel Cotto y darnos a nosotros los mexicanos esa satisfacción de ganarle a esta rivalidad a Puerto Rico y no la tomó. ¿Crees que se debe de criticar por eso?
Sí, mira, Felipe y David, yo creo que no nomás yo, no nomás él, muchos mexicanos y fans de Canelo Álvarez pensaron que iba a noquear Canelo Álvarez a Cotto, entonces no lo hizo. Yo fue lo primerito que yo dije, bueno, aquí tuvo la chance de demostrar supuestamente su poder que tiene. Lo que yo solamente he dicho que yo creo de Canelo Álvarez, sí ha aprendido mucho y va aprendiendo más. Lo que yo solamente he dicho de él es de que realmente ha noqueado a peleadores de bajo nivel y cuando se enfrenta a un peleador ahora como Miguel Cotto, yo pensé que lo iba a noquear, no nomás yo creo David y muchísima gente mexicana pensó que lo iba a noquear, así como lo mencionan, tuvo la oportunidad de demostrar de qué estaba hecho, de su knockout, su pegada que tiene de los knockouts impresionantes que ha hecho. Entonces se enfrentó con Miguel Cotto y yo dije, ay caray, pues Miguel Cotto se le paró a intercambiar golpes y realmente pues ¿dónde quedó la pegada de Canelo Álvarez? Sinceramente digo, creo que no nomás yo y mucha gente pensó que iban a noquear a Canelo Álvarez a Cotto, que es lo que todo el mundo estábamos esperando, pero realmente no pasó eso. Entonces ahora yo me pregunto, okay, entonces ¿dónde quedó la pegada de Canelo Álvarez de tanto que hablan que tiene mucha pegada? Digo, tal vez sí ha noqueado y impresionante a sus otros oponentes, pero yo creo que no son de bajo nivel y realmente pues se ha visto bien, pero donde sí tuvo la oportunidad es de mostrar aquí contra Miguel Cotto y que realmente pues digo, ¿dónde quedó la pegada? Igual, digo, tal vez a la vez si no lo pudo haber noqueado, pero pues forzar la pelea y ver que iba encima de él y demostrar que pues que podía con él y con más, y entonces ahora pues también yo me quedé con la duda de que dónde quedó la pelea de Canelo, ¿no?
He says that not only him, but a lot of people were expecting for Canelo to knock him out, but, Miguel Cotto was able to stand in front of him and exchange punches with him, and that's the thing, like what happened to Canelo's punch, and obviously we've seen it before, and that's what we were expecting, a devastating knockout, like maybe against James Kirkland, but we realized that the fighters that he was able to do that to were B-level fighters or lesser fighters, and that he wasn't able to do it with Cotto, so that kind of shows something about Canelo.
Well,
maybe Oscar will let him give him a chance this time. He won't let him. Oscar doesn't want to fight Antonio. Maybe they'll let Canelo fight him. Does he plan on campaigning at 160 or 154?
¿Estás planeando hacer campaña en las 154 o en las 160 libras?
Sí, no, en 154 libras. 154 libras es mi siguiente pelea y me voy a estar manteniendo en ese peso, en super welter.
Yeah, he's going to be at 154. That's where he's going to be doing his fighting, and he wants to stay at 154.
Well,
all right.
Let's tell Antonio,
Dave,
man. No, I'm done, man. I think we had him on long enough. and I appreciate the fact that he stayed on this long. It's like an hour that he did, man. And I want to have him on again because I think we have so many other questions for him and stuff. And he was just he was a sport just to be on. I mean, he gets in the ring, takes punches. And he was taking punches here on Leaving the Ring, and we really appreciate it. Not even Felipe wasn't even able to get in his questions that he
That's
had.
fine. I talk to him all the time. Antonio, te queremos dar las gracias por estar aquí con nosotros. Dice David que no solo eres un guerrero en el cuadrilátero, pero fuiste un guerrero aquí con nosotros porque nos diste una hora y te damos muchas gracias de eso. Y pues ya buenas noches, te queremos dejar ir y descansar.
No, al contrario, muchas gracias a ustedes. Un saludo para David y para Gabriel, un abrazo para ti también, Felipe. Y digo, claro que sí, ya sabes que aquí estamos a la orden y quiero mandarles saludos a todos ellos.
Ok, gracias, Antonio. Buenas noches.
Dale, buenas noches. Adiós.
Antonio says that, thank you guys that, he thanked us for having him on, and I want to say hi to all the fans and YouTube guys.
Yeah, I appreciate you on.
Well, there you guys go, man. Long interview. It was really long. I hope you guys got a lot out of it. I thought there was a lot of information that was asked. I did feel like we could have asked a little bit more, but I thought we were kind of like pushing it. I've tried to reach out to him again, but he's really hard to get a hold of. And now, honestly, I haven't reached out for him for a long time, so I'm not sure if he even has the same number anymore. But we were fortunate to have like Felipe Leon from Boxeo Tijuana to help us get the interview and conduct the interview. Who's the translator for us. So if you have a chance, go check out his show that he has going on Boxeo Tijuana channel. It's a really good show. It's all in Spanish, and you can call in as well. And I believe they're still up and running, even though with these hard times that's going on and stuff. So like I said, I hope you guys were able to get a lot out of this. Like I said, I'm not here to change your mind, but I'm here to open your mind and just make it, give out some information so it could possibly, make you kind of think. You know what I mean? It gives you that kind of moment and stuff. Again, thank you everybody that joined the chat room and joined the show, man. Yeah, that's right, Troy. We did. Me and Felipe, we did have a really good fun show. I had a good time with everybody that's came across Leaving the Ring, and I've been fortunate, man, to have a lot of people help me throughout the times that I've been doing podcasting and YouTube, help me get a hold of certain fighters, like Serafina, Emily, Ernesto Gavillon, Steve Kim, Gabriel Montoya, Felipe Leon, God, the list goes on, Brian Foggs, Mario Serrano, Amy Green, Rachel Charles, all these people in the business that have helped me get fighters on the show and help provide ideas for the show, content, so that we can keep dishing out and stuff. So, I thought it would be a great idea just to bring a lot of the interviews that we did in the past from the podcast, because a lot of people on YouTube have never heard our interviews, like with Marco Carbajal. When Marco Carbajal came on the show, we were able to really go into a deep dive with them, a very intense interview where we talked about his brother, the feud between him and his brother, the murder case and mystery that was kind of lingering around his brother, just the whole backstory. Same thing with God, I'm trying to think of the other guy. God, it's just so many people, We've had Paul Williams, we had Issa Smith, and, Kid Chocolate, Peter Quillen. They went at it live on Leaving the Ring. So a lot of these shows I was going to bring back and give everybody a chance. And then what I'll do is I'll just stand back in the behind the scene and join you guys in the chat room and just, chop it up with you guys and stuff. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it, I have an echo. I apologize, man. I don't know. Oh, I know what it is. It's because the camera was on as well. There's two things going at once when they shouldn't and stuff. But going back again, man, like I said, it's not for me to change your mind, but it is for me to strike a little something in there to make you kind of think about, both parties, about what really happened. Like, for instance, Nasim Richardson never showed up to the hearing. He never decided to show up to witness and to talk about what he saw that day. If he did see anything that day, be questioned about it. How HBO just kind of jumped on that bandwagon, and Miguel Cotto did as well. A lot of people behind the scenes I've spoken to extensively about these hand wraps. And the reason why I brought this show as the first one to kind of revamp and revisit is because of all the the Tyson Fury, the glove gate that I see a lot of folks jumping on. I had a chance to speak to one of the reps, the big reps for Everlast, which is Ernesto Gabillon, and he just kind of laughed it off and said, it's not even worth mentioning. But like he mentioned, everything's looked at, everything's, touched, and, the commissioners look at it. There's a long line list of people that look at those gloves before it goes out to the fighter. Even the other camps are allowed to check those gloves out and stuff. So that's why I thought this show would be interesting to bring up. And oh, thank you. Yeah, going back with Victor Conte, man, glad you brought that up. Yeah, I believe we were the first podcast to actually reach out to him, and I was really surprised that he came on Leaving the Ring, because podcasts at that time when I was doing it, which was like 2010 or some shit, nobody even knew what that was. And I just sent him an email, and he responded right away, and he was like, yeah, let's do it. And this was going on during the hearing of Balco with him and Shane Mosley. Now, I've had Shane Mosley on the show, and we've discussed Balco, and we've discussed, what he was popped with and everything else. So I might even bring up revisit that interview, and you guys can listen to what he has to say about the whole PDs and strength and conditioning coaches that were coming in the sport. Alex Riza and Heredia, the stigma that they brought, the dark side that they brought into the sport. So a lot of things that I'd like to bring back on YouTube. Yes, they're old interviews, but I think that end of the day, they bring a lot of information. And now that more people are kind of tuned into wanting to know more about the sport, not just about the fighters, but behind the scenes and what really is the dark cloud that hovers around the ring. I think there's a great chance to give people a lot of information. Victor Contes came on numerous times, gave us great information. It's one that's left up for debate, whether you believe him or you're not. Like I said, my job is not to convince you. My job is just to bring the messenger to you, and then you take it in, and you take what you believe, and you take what you don't. I've had a lot of listeners and people that hit me on the Leaving the Ring Gmail that tell me, like, they're not going to buy this salesman. They're not going to, I don't care what he says. The same thing goes with Antonio Margarito. This interview here, it may not change your mind, but I'm glad that you tuned in and gave it an opportunity to listen to what he had to say. It's really up to you whether you believe it or not, or you want to go further from this interview and really kind of backtrack and look into what happened that night, what happened during the hearings. Find the articles that we mentioned that, like, Gabriel Montoya had written up, and Steve Kim and Doug Fisher, what they wrote up, what they covered. Be that guy. I don't know, but like I said, this is just a thing to bring out there so that you guys had a chance to listen to an interview that I conducted along with the two other guys that were Leaving the Ring, Felipe Leon and Gabriel Montoya. And I thought it would be an interesting topic for us to kind of just, check out on a Sunday while everybody's in shelter in place and hoping and waiting for this coronavirus to just boil over and allow us to go back to our regular schedules and our normal lives, right? Let me just go check out really quick on the chat room here. Yeah, memo. Exactly, man. But again, so I'm going to bring back, I am going to do the run it back. I'm just checking out, like I said, I'm checking out different softwares of how we can do it, because it is going to take 4 people. The same thing with the show Around the Ring is going to take 4 people. The Stack Up is a show that we're probably gonna end up doing tomorrow. I'm not sure. I got to check with the guys that I reached out to see if they can come on Monday. Excuse me. So I think the highest level of any sport, there is some type of competitive edge going on, whether it's legal or illegal. Well, you know what? That's a good thing. Good thing you just mentioned right here, Troy Williams, because I remember having Victor Conte, and I said, or even Shane Mosley. I asked them both. You know, especially with Shane Mosley, I remember asking him, and you know, I'm just kind of paraphrasing. Don't quote me word for word because I can't remember. I'd have to go back and listen to that interview. But I remember asking him, when you hit a pinnacle of the sport, like when you hit this level, and then is the pressure there to feel like you got to stay at that point, and that you're just willing to do whatever it takes to stay there? You know, that you even start looking into different things. And I can't remember what he said about that, but Victor agreed with me. He said, yeah, that a lot of athletes tend to do that because they're praised so much. They end up enjoying that limelight. They soak it all in that they can't let it go. So they'll do anything in their power to hold on to it, you know? So, you know, like I said, I'm going to bring back a lot of these interviews. I'm happy that people tuned in. I'm happy that you're engaging and everybody's being respectful in the chat room. Hopefully after this video goes down, the comments boxes is when, you know, everybody kind of gets kind of crazy and weird. At this time, in this moment, we all, as fight fans, we all got to learn how to debate a much better, much better and much more clean and just be more, you know, if you're going to debate somebody, debate them. It doesn't have to become personal because remember, this is just boxing talk. That's all it is, right? Anyways, man, I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Hopefully I'll see you guys tomorrow or Tuesday. Either way, hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. And be sure to hit that little like button. Just hit that little like button as many times as you can. And subscribe to the channel. Again, everybody, hey, man, God bless. And I hope to hear from you guys and see that you guys are back with me here on Leave It in the Ring. You guys take care.
Music.